On July 27th, 2021, Daniel Hale, a convicted whistleblower, is scheduled to be sentenced after pleading guilty in March to violating the Espionage Act by leaking classified documents relating to America's drone warfare program. He faces up to 10 years in prison. Hale's leaks date as far back as 2015, when he leaked to the outlet The Intercept classified documents that exposed secretive details about the U.S. drone assassination program. Justifying his leaks, he said, quote, "This outrageous explosion of watch listing, of monitoring people and racking and stacking them on lists, assigning them numbers, assigning them baseball cards, assigning them death sentences without notice on a worldwide battlefield, it was, from the very first instance, wrong." Hale's leaks revealed shocking instances such as the fact that almost 9 out of 10 casualties from drone strikes were not the intended targets. Not only that, but the Obama administration attempted to hide the true number of civilians killed by willy-nilly categorizing people who could not be identified as enemies, even if they weren't intended targets. Additionally, the Obama administration drone warfare program took a sharp increase in drone strikes in Yemen, killing mainly women and children. And a study from Stanford and NYU found that these drone strikes attacked rescuers and people who were providing humanitarian aid, and also were, for the most part, struck without warning. Not only that, but there has been evidence to show that attacks like these only lead to increased amounts of violence. The Espionage Act, which Hale has been charged and ultimately convicted of violating, was passed during World War I by President Woodrow Wilson, who wanted to silence dissent to the war and wanted to punish people who spoke out against the war effort, as he believed that they were harmful and that they would threaten national security. Since the passing of this law, whistleblowers, especially in the modern era, have been persecuted against for exposing war crimes committed by the U.S. And it really just goes to show the hyper-imperialist nation we live in. And because the U.S. cares more about stopping people who expose war crimes than actually stopping war crimes, but that's just whatever. The point is that Daniel Hale going to jail is a threat to the freedom of the press and a fundamental threat to the public's right to know of what their government is doing. So I encourage everybody watching to take action. There is a website, a link below, where you can see a list of actions that you can take regarding how you can help Daniel here. There's a link to a petition to sign, links to some people in organizations and agencies to contact. Not only that, but I will give you an example of how to contact your representatives and senators to demand that they speak out against the prosecution and persecution and sentencing of Daniel Hale.
Honorable Johanna Hayes is not available. Record your message after the tone. When you've finished, you can hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hello, my name is Alex, and I'm a constituent of Congresswoman Hayes. I'm calling to encourage the Congresswoman to publicly speak out against the sentencing of Daniel Hale and to publicly demand that President Biden pardon him. Daniel Hale leaked classified information that exposed the horrors of the drone warfare from U.S. military and intelligence agencies that killed innocent civilians, and how they tried to cover up and minimize the impacts of it. Additionally, Hale's the persecution against Mr. Hale is a blatant attack on the freedom of the press, and he must be protected because Americans have a right to know what their government is doing. So please, encourage Congresswoman Hayes to publicly speak out against the persecution and the upcoming sentencing of Daniel Hale, and to publicly demand that President Biden pardon Daniel Hale. Thank you very much. Have a great night. So yeah, that's how you do it. Just use a sample script. Just use this number. Call your senator or representative. I just called my representative for just an example, and tell them to speak out and to demand President Biden pardon Daniel Hale. And at the very least, we want to raise awareness about this, and we want people in Congress to take a position on this very important issue. Otherwise, again, you can just click the link below to see what you can do if you don't feel comfortable calling. But yeah, let's let's help free Daniel Hale.